Hello, 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 hello. We are back with another speed build yap session, whatever you want to call this, video on my channel. And today we will be renovating a brownstone apartment. Now, I normally don't renovate apartments in city living because I'm gonna be honest, I hate San Myshuno with a burning passion. I don't know why my disdain for San Myshuno is as strong as it is, but it's there. So when I decided to do this renovation, I was kind of on the fence about it, but as usual, I just sucked it up and tried my best. And to be honest, I really like how the outcome of the apartment came out. If you follow me on my TikTok, or if you came over from my TikTok, you have seen that I posted some pictures of the outcome of this whole build, and it is perfection. I love it. I'm here for it. Now, I won't lie, this video was originally supposed to be posted at least 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm really apologizing to myself because I said I was going to be more consistent, but I tend to get sidetracked with my other upcoming gameplay and, projects that I've been working on to bring onto my channel, and I get sidetracked a lot. I'm sorry, but we're gonna do better. That's what we're here for, to do better and to be consistent. I also really wanted to make this video so that I can give you guys a bit of insight to where my mindset is when it comes down to a certain series on my channel. Well, really my main series, because as you've known, and I've mentioned this time and time again, I've lost a good amount of my footage. You guys already know this, so I've been thinking a lot. I've really been thinking a lot about how I want to go about doing this series. Honestly, there has been times where I thought about completely scrapping it as a whole because I just can't. I just cannot bear going through really doing everything over again. It's like I'm retelling what's already been done over again. Not only that, but I also feel like, what's the words that I'm looking for? I feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel like that's exactly how I feel like. I feel like I'm constantly repeating myself with this story. And honest to God, I hate repeating myself. I've been constantly pondering where exactly do I want to pick up with this story. And it's not even if I want to continue it, because of course I do. I love my main series. My Sims are my babies, and I really, really want to see how the story that I conjure up plays out. I really do. But it's just that feeling of not knowing where to pick up where I left off, because I don't know, I guess it kind of got me down in a slump, which is why I've been procrastinating on uploading anything pertaining to them. Well, not only that, but I also had to do a lot of world building again because I had to update my game and the files and the mod, all of that. So yeah, it does kind of put a damper on the mood, and it does leave you a bit unmotivated, but I think I've come up with a compromise to help me figure out how to go about doing this, and maybe rebranding it just a little bit so that I can feel not motivated, so that I really don't feel overwhelmed doing this all over again, if that makes sense. Not to mention, I have also been stumped on how to go about doing a rotational gameplay. This is my first time ever doing a rotational gameplay, and I had no clue on how to go about doing this. Not only is it my first rotational gameplay, but it's my first rotational gameplay with a max amount of 8 different Sims. Overwhelmed is not the word that I even want to describe it as. Another reason why I've been stumped on updating and uploading, because it's like, what the hell? Like, what? How am I supposed to go about playing with 8 different Sims with 8 different lives? And really the main problem is remembering where I left off and picking up exactly from there. Mind y'all, I am not ashamed to admit this, but I do pre-record a lot of my footage. It's easier for me editing wise, so any type of cinematic or voiceover, I record ahead of time. So trying to remember exactly where I left off with most of that stuff, including the story, it's like, yeah, I don't remember. So maybe that's just my fault on my end, But like I said, with how I thought about going about doing this rotational gameplay, I feel like it'll work out for me, and it'll also be entertaining for you guys to watch. Plus, it'll also give more quote-unquote variety on my channel, so I feel good about uploading and being consistent over here. But anyways, I don't want to spend this whole time just yapping about the gameplay, even though this speed build is pertaining to one of the characters out of the gameplay. I really want to get more so into this build, but like I mentioned earlier, I did want to kind of put you guys in on my mindset of where, pretty much I just wanted you guys to know my mindset and give you insight to where I am right now, even though it's not really a lot of you guys, but I still felt it was necessary. Now let's get into this speed build real quick. So obviously this is a brownstone apartment. I have never built any sort of apartment, let alone a brownstone. Of course, I've got some inspiration off my handy dandy Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I live there. Y'all know this. I love it. I live there. Y'all know this. Now, San Myshuno does remind me of New York, even though I've never been to New York a day in my life. I might put it on my bucket list when I get enough money to travel the world and, you know, do my little one too. But yeah, the inspiration was very much New York apartment. Color scheme wise, y'all know I am a dark aesthetic type of girly, but the thing about this is, now the character that I am building this brownstone for, her favorite color is red. I thought about painting the walls red, and I'm not talking about no clown Ronald McDonald red either. No, that's tacky. That's really tacky. Oh, I need some water. Hold on. I was thinking more so of a burgundy red, or a is mauve a red? Mauve? Let me look that up real quick. That's more purple. Okay, so more so like a burgundy red, something tasteful but also not really stand outish, if that makes sense. Now with the color schemes of the red that came with the brownstone collection, they did fit what I was looking for, but when I tried to plaster them all over the walls, I did not like how it came out at all. It looked like a red dark room, like it just looked too dark. It looked intimidating in a sense, and it's not like I wanted to decorate all the walls red, but I don't know, I just couldn't get with all of the red on the walls, so I opted for a more coffee look, if that makes sense. Y'all know, dark colors, mocha. I don't know, I feel like her apartment, the colors in this apartment really represents like dark academia and somewhat mocha colors. I mean, coffee colors. Look at me trying to sound like an interior designer. Dark academia. Y'all, I can't talk. I cannot talk. So y'all gonna hear a lot of Courage the Cowardly Dog nonsense going on over here because I can't talk. I cannot talk. But lots of dark colors, but not too dark to where it's like, oh wow, this looks like another build of mine that I posted on TikTok. I did have a hard time figuring out which apartment I wanted to renovate and which apartment I really wanted this sim to live in. Normally, us as simmers, and this is no shade, this is just all facts, we usually go for that one apartment in the fashion district. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. I will put a picture up right here. And I thought to myself, I did not want that apartment. I am tired of seeing that apartment. Yo, nah. Like, for real though, space-wise, I hate that apartment. I hate that apartment so bad. And the hallway is gross. It's so ugly. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to express that. I had to express my disdain for that apartment and that hallway. I don't get it. Like, it's like four corners in that hole. I can't move. Plus, I really wanted to step out of my comfort zone apartment wise and move her to not even move her to, I wanted to step out of my comfort zone and decorate a different apartment. So that's why I chose these over here in the Spice District. Not only that, but I hardly ever see anybody decorate or move their Sims into these apartments. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but I don't know. I just felt like it was a nice little change of scenery, and it's really spacious over here too. Maybe because that's why a lot of families move over here. Anywho, what else do I really want to talk about? I'm really bad at small talk, y'all know this, so me trying to figure out what else to talk about to keep the ball rolling is something that I am working on, because I'm not much of a small talk person. I'm not. I think that's it. I think that is all I've got. Maybe I could talk about my favorite section of this build. Now, okay, let's talk about the living room a little bit. The living room was a little hard to figure out how I want it all together, because even though it's spacious, it's still a tight, condensed space. I wanted it to feel roomy and homey, but I also didn't want it to feel over cluttered. I'm watching how I'm doing this right now, and this is the best way I could do this living room. You know, it's not too much. It's not overbearing. Also, the sim that lives here, she's a little bit, I'm not going to say she's a minimalist, because if she was a minimalist, it wouldn't be all of the stuff in here. She doesn't like a lot of stuff in her. If you watch season 1 of The Crazy 8, you would have seen her dorm room. You would see her room, and it was literally little to nothing in there. Alright, y'all, yeah, I really don't have nothing else to talk about. Y'all know I'm very straight to the point. I tried to rack my brain and figure out something else to talk about to prolong and drag out this commentary, but I can't do it. I'm gonna let you guys sit here and watch the rest of this speed build. Hopefully you enjoy it. I like how it turned out, and yeah, stay out this summer heat. Hydrate yourself. Don't leave the house if you ain't gotta leave the house. And yeah, that's all I really got to say. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Peace.